What's up, morning laddie? My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Supa? Supa? Here. This name. We'll call him Zuko, so. Because that last part. Usopp? Usopp? I think. So, yeah. So, this is what he looks like. Or, actually, from what, or this is Usopp from One Piece. He was a skinny guy, and then he becomes all buffed up. So, but I mixed him with Zuko, so yeah. And I haven't decided of who will his date be. Then he. Sorry about that. And yeah. Where was I? Oh, yes. Welcome back to the. When who was Usopp. And yeah, so yeah, basically, let's talk about more about what he's fusioned with. Usopp. He's a sniper, of course. He has all these fun gadgets and creates like craziest stuff. Sounds like in the how Maya no. Some of you might not know who Maya is. Let's go to her, shall we? Her, yes. It sounds so much like her. But yeah. That's what I'll ship. Sorry. Well. In this video, give me because and so Usopp like learns how to create new things. So yeah. But for Zuko version of Usopp, he has. I'm giving him powers of like infinity memory, so he can create anything by just thinking about it in about 000 way faster than anyone. So he has full arsenal. He has his sundial. He has a nuclear dial. He even has like flash dial. Heck, he even has the axe dial. He even has a yeah. So let's get into it, shall we? Sorry for interruptions. The and I'm like this time I'm throwing in Zoomy because there's So yeah. And plus, so yeah, when they were born, yeah. So at age of 4, and Zuko from this dimension, he has the quirk inside of his head, and too, it's called fusion. So he can fuse and everything, like in his. So yeah. So the quirk doctor lies to him about not having the quirk, and he should. I mean, the hero. Yeah. So it's basically like your sister will exceed through life, you don't, kind of situation. As who is sad, and but they spend more time with Zumi than Zuko, giving her all appreciation. Yeah. So he's just like, okay. As he create these cool little devices. Like he uses a flash one on Hanchan's to just and his goons to blind them. As he vanished. Yeah. As he carries that around with him. Just to be safe. As he says, and Zuko was basically. So he's been mostly not getting all the attention from his parents, but his sister has a lot of it. So, yeah. As he's super relaxed about it, he's chilled. So, yeah, all the way to 15, as he says, well, I'm in the support course anyway. So, he does. He's in support course. Yeah. And Zumi is in the class 1A. And in the support course thing, he creates, as one of them walked over and says, "What are you making?" Kind. As he says, "Well, I'm making the impact dial." Oh. Oh. It's a special thing that I just thought about. Impact what? Well, like he says, what if someone had a explosive quirk or someone just constantly aren't like the queen, because it's hard to explain it to you, but it's basically like if you're in a jam of someone's gonna use a laser attack on you and you have that out, you can absorb that attack through it and throw it right back. She's like, ooh, so it's reflect, kind like, yes. It reflects right back at the opponent, but 10 times as much. Impact, so that's why it's got its name, Impact Dial. And the one right next to it, I may not tell you. It's called Nuclear Dial. It has the same properties as the Impact Dial, or like same design, but this one packs the really biggest punch. But there's a secret between them. As he finish up the sundial and the nuclear dial at the same time. And he demonstrates what the impact dial does. So, yeah, they asked the robots to shoot at it. Like, there's enough like hit damage. And as he says, now flip it over on the barrel. Okay. And press a button and run. Okay. So yeah, they did. And when it went, yeah, it explodes with enough force. So yeah, they're like, whoa, so that's cool. As some of the students from class 1A and 1B watched as he, but it will do one thing to the user of it. As he explains what's that one thing, it will blow limbs off if you use it. It's like a trap card for a person that has regeneration abilities. And you need like patent gloves to do it. That's why, because it's too dangerous to be used for a pro hero or students, because except for one. I'm usually used to it. As they ask, what's this thing? As he says, well, that is the tape recorder dial. It records the whatever we're saying to it. Watch. Say hi, y'all. As it presses the top of it. Say hi, y'all. Huh? But there's one thing. Watch. Let's say that we're talking. And it decides and actually can be turned on when we need to have it on. At will. As, yeah. Imagine someone as her girl's like, Ribbit, are sure? I know she's not in support course, but she's like super early. She got a demonstration of what the impact dial does. As he explains what the nuclear dial does. And it's devastated. That's why it's not allowed to be used under any circumstance by basically the rest of you. Okay? Unless you have nuclear or radiation in quirk, you might not survive it. That's only when I made it carefully to look like the same as that. Because the blast will. That's why I wear these headphones. To not deafen myself. Okay? Because the force of this nuclear thing. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I lost it for a minute. So, yeah. He says this thing will also be super devastating if. Yeah. So, and I'm skipping the most of the, like, ball throw, the heroes versus villains, and the camp arc. Because Zuko wasn't, or actually he walks up to his sister and gives her the radio dial. It doesn't matter to, like, if there's a person that jams a frequency. It kind of looks like that, but it has the properties of only contact him. Yeah. So, at the USJ, zooming, it sees, like, a portal opens up and there, like, all the villains came out. Like, normally. And Zuko gets this phone call from Lumi that she's scared because there's villains. Where are you at? At the USJ. As he puts on his jet things, I'll be right there. As he flies, is super fast. With his jet things. As he ends up, like, he always carries a axe style or with him at all costs. So he basically busts down the door. Or he opens the door, runs down. Because he moves so fast, he used the axe dial to basically bulldoze over all the High-End villains as they all like collapsed. Yeah, with blood splatters. As he says, huh. You called and I'll fix. Next. As I mean, or as Zuko literally flew over water, grabs like Frog Girl, Mad Hatter, his own sister, and then he grabs all the students and the teachers, ran them outside, and ran back in. And he was facing against the Nomu. As the Zuko, who is blind one, so the Nomu is blind. As he used, or as Zuko uses his power, as he beats on the impact dial 5 times. So it's, let's do this. Ready? So 5 times 10 equals 50 damage. So when he did that, like what he did with Luffy, or yeah, does to Luffy in that one episode, yeah. He did that, and yeah. The Nomu who was basically blind, injured, and as 50 damage was just him because he had a glove underneath. It didn't affect him too bad. And he says this, huh? Well, you're gonna. As he pulls the knife out of his, and like stabs the Nomu's brain. As he knows that after the Nomu died, he's like, huh. As Zuko used the dial, or no, not dial, but he used a pebble. He shot it. Yeah, and it like bounced off of every corner and hit Shirakisen's 2 back legs at the same time. And as he says, ow, as he's trying to run to him, like, I'll break you right here, right now. As he, yeah. As he says, huh, good riddance. As All Might showed up, and yeah, as he says, huh, guess you took them down real fast. Yeah. As I already told you, remember? Yeah. You went so fast that even none of us could catch up. Because of your jet dials. Yeah. So, then since after USJ, the incident, Sports Festival, well, the he basically won all three battles. He brought his like impact dial, his jet dial, and the some gloves to make sure, and he's not gonna use the axe dial, but he uses something called the flash dial. Yeah. So, yeah. Basically, even a flame dial, well, like all that stuff. So, yeah. And so during the fight one, he used his jet things to like actually go fast. Yeah. He's not even like he's skating on like dirt. And yeah. He did it felt like a long jump across the entire yeah. He jumps around like a crazy man. As so he won against that and cavalry battle. He used it 3 times or all the way around. Or he basically points up in the air as he tells his runners to cover their eyes. As they do, as he clicks the button, boom, as it blinds everyone. And as they all, like when he comes back, as they all start running and then grabbing all the 1 point or their points. Yeah. Zuko won that round. Number 2. Oh. And yeah. Number 3 was a fight one. Zuko against Brain Dude. Zuko won against the yeah. Because when in the final round, Bakugo against Zuko, Bakugo decides to do the same thing and explodes as he says, "Take this, you." Only boom. yeah. So yeah, now I'm skipping the internships and the because Zuko doesn't get one, and yeah, the as Endeavor told him not to go easy on him, as he makes. Okay. As he says, you should have said to not kill him. As between yeah. So yeah, Zuko ends up beating Todoroki before that happened. So yeah. Then now time to skip to. So yeah, Zuko heard about what's the raid's gonna be, as he's gonna be there, as yeah, he's there with his like little roller skates, and bunch of sundials or bunch of dials, as all for one. All for one decides aims to shoot a laser. He says goodbye, old nemesis. As he, yeah, but as before all for before Zuko's or no before or that or when the laser was aimed right at him, as All Might says, "Is this the end for me?" Yeah. I have so much to live for. As a mysterious dark figure, as he says, "No need to fear, I am here." As he zorbs, or he had it that dial, as he puts it right in front, as the blast could have just taken his fingers off, but he decides to like, or it went into his, it like stopped his attack. As All for One says, "What? How is this possible? That stupid dial. Oh, oh, or you should have been dead." As of that. As he says, "Oh, this is not just a normal dial, see, All for One." As he says, the only, this is the impact dial that allows me to basically to do this, as he runs up to All for One. And when he like did that, kaboom! Yeah, the laser attack had like zero damage against it, but when his laser attack, did nothing. But when when Zugu uses it on All for One, because his attack about was, it's like the same thing as, it was the same thing as what Gurren Lagann's, or that villain that shot the beam attack is. And Surprisingly, this could hold up to the infinity beam attack, as when he threw it right back, and All for One was wiped out of existence. Yeah. As Zuko's arm that was holding the sundial, or the impact dial, got blown off. As blood dripping down his arm. As he says, "Take that, you jerk." As he passes out. As everyone is in shock of how powerful the impact dial is. And All Might is like, what? Inko saw him do that? Yeah. Zuko, who her own son did it. And yeah. I think that is just hilarious. As Toga sees a lot of blood comes out of Zuko's arm. She's trying to resist it. And only thing that was left of All for One was his shoes. Like, look at those shoes. It kind of looked like flip-flops thing. Or not flip-flops, the slides. So, yeah. So, he passes out from... As, yeah. Zuko was... And All for One's words were... Or before, he told the doctor... Before he left, that this so-called Zuko will needs a lot of quirks put into him. As, yeah, making him go through that Nomu process. So, yeah, Zuko, who is in the hospital bed with one arm holding the sundial. Or actually, the sundial was on the side of his bed. As in order to stop the bleeding, they had to wrap his arm around. As he was like... As he woke up from... As who was one that was standing... Or, like, was sitting right next to him... was none other than his own mom. Was sitting there. As he understood. I was gonna put, like, her. Yeah, let's do that. So she cares about him. And she knows that how that sundial has a really bad effect on people. As she sees he's waking up. as he lifts his head up. Well, that was just painful. And yeah, so she says, yeah, but that was cool, by the way. What you did. No one, no one from the support course ever did that. Yeah, making a weapon that's so dangerous. Yes, with 10 times as amount. Yeah, as he. Yeah. So, yeah, as yeah, as the like detective, you know, walked in and said, or like, basically all the pro heroes are trying to keep the news reporters out, you know? And yeah, as Zuko says, huh, well, some of most of them are surprised that a quirked person actually created a device that reflects off of, yeah, huh, as he says, and you used your quirk to create that. Hmm. And impact, or actually, he noticed that the impact dial was right next to him, as he says, or he's amazed by how powerful it is. As yeah, he explains what it used for to combat the people that hits it or shoots at it or lasers it. It's indestructible, so yeah. Plus, but now, oh, that's his. So yeah, Pedia's talking all about you, Zuko. Like how the class one or support course students saved the number one symbol of peace. And threw the attack right back at them. Hmm, really. I wanted to test it at its max limit to see how pain feels. As Nezu, understands he wanted someone to test it on. As Zuko says, you should have asked one of us to do it. Or asked the robot to do it. Yeah. But I needed a villain to test it on, so that's why. Plus, two birds, one stone. The test it on all for one or on a villain, and saving All Might from his doom home. So yeah, Zuko was basically does that. How long has it? Okay, so yeah, and I'll probably go over the part 2, of it. So please wait for that, and don't ask me of please make part 2 because I'm thinking